And when they saw the believers, they said, Lo, these.
وما أرسلوا عليهم حافظين
They said so, although they had not been appointed watchers over them.
فاليوم الذين آمنوا من الكفار يضحكون
But today, the believers are laughing at the unbelievers.
على الأرائك ينظرون
Seated upon their couches, they are looking around.
هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون
Have the unbelievers been duly rewarded for their deeds?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا السماء انشقت
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. When the sky is rent asunder
وأذنت لربها وحقت
and hearkens to the command of its Lord, doing what it should.
وإذا الأرض مدت
And when the earth is stretched out
وألقت ما فيها وتخلت
and casts out what is within it and is emptied,
وأذنت لربها وحقت
and hearkens to the command of its Lord, doing what it should.
يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه
O man, you are striving unto your Lord, and you will meet him.
فأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه
Whoever is given the record in his right hand
فسوف يحاسب حسابا يسيرا
shall be called to an easy accounting,
وينقلب إلى أهله مسرورا
and shall return to his people joyfully.
وأما من أوتي كتابه وراء ظهره
But he who is given the record behind his back
فسوف يدعو ثبورا
shall cry for perdition,
ويصلى سعيرا
and will enter the blazing fire.
إنه كان في أهله مسرورا
He used to live joyfully among his people,
إنه ظن أن لن يحور
thinking he would never revert to us.
بلى إن ربه كان به بصيرا
But no, how would he not revert? His Lord was ever watching him.
فلا أقسم بالشفق
Nay, I swear by the twilight,
والليل وما وسق
and by the night and what it enfolds,
والقمر إذا اتسق
and by the moon when it reaches its fullness.
لتركبن طبقا عن طبق
You shall proceed onwards from stage to stage.
فما لهم لا يؤمنون
So what is the matter with them that they do not believe?
وإذا قرئ عليهم القرآن لا يسجدون
And when the Quran is recited to them, they do not prostrate themselves.
بل الذين كفروا يكذبون
Instead, the unbelievers reject it, calling it a lie.
والله أعلم بما يوعون
Allah knows best what they are accumulating in their record.
فبشرهم بعذاب أليم
So give them the good news of a painful chastisement,
إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون
except for those who believe and do good deeds. Theirs shall be an unending reward.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء ذات البروج
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. By the heaven with its impregnable castles.
واليوم الموعود
By the promised day.
وشاهد ومشهود قتل
And by the witness and what is witnessed.
قتل أصحاب الأخدود
The people of the pit were destroyed,
النار ذات الوقود
with fire abounding in fuel,
إذ هم عليها قعود
while they sat around it.
وهم على ما يفعلون بالمؤمنين شهود
And were witnessing what they did to the believers.
وما نقموا منهم إلا أن يؤمنوا بالله العزيز الحميد
Against these, they had no grudge except that they believed in Allah, the Most Mighty, the Most Praiseworthy,
الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد
to whom belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. Allah witnesses everything.
إن الذين فتنوا المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم ولهم عذاب الحريق
Surely, those who tormented the believing men and the believing women and then did not repent, theirs shall be the chastisement of hell, and theirs shall be the chastisement of burning.
إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ذلك الفوز الكبير
As for those who believed and acted righteously, theirs shall be gardens beneath which rivers flow. That is the great triumph.
إن بطش ربك لشديد
Stern indeed is your Lord's punishment.
إنه هو يبدئ ويعيد
He it is who creates for the first time, and he it is who will create again.
وهو الغفور الودود
And he is the ever forgiving, the most loving,
ذو العرش المجيد
the Lord of the glorious throne,
فعال لما يريد
the executor of what he wills.
هل أتاك حديث الجنود
Has the story of the armies reached you?
فرعون وثمود
The armies of Pharaoh and Thamud.
بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب
Unbelievers are indeed engaged in denying it, calling it a lie.
والله من ورائهم محيط
Although Allah surrounds them,
بل هو قرآن مجيد في
nay, but this is inscribed on a guarded tablet.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء والطارق
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. By the heaven and the night visitor.
وما أدرك ما الطارق
What do you know what the night visitor is?
النجم الثاقب
It is the piercing star.
إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ
There is no living being, but there is a protector over it.
فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق
So let man consider of what he was created.
خلق من ماء دافق
He was created of a gushing fluid,
يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب
emanating from between the loins and the ribs.
إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم
Surely he, the Creator, has the power to bring him back to life.
تبلى السرائر فما
On the day when man's deepest secrets shall be put to the test.
له من قوة ولا ناصر
He shall have no power and no helper.
والسماء ذات الرجع
By the heaven, with its recurring cycle of rain,
والأرض ذات الصدع
and by the earth, ever bursting with verdure.
إنه لقول فصل
This Quran is surely a decisive word,
وما هو بالهزل
not a flippant jest.
إنهم يكيدون كيدا
They are devising a guile,
وأكيد كيدا
and I too am devising a guile.
فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا.
So leave the unbelievers to themselves, respite them a while.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Glorify the name of your Lord, the Most High,
خلق فسوى والذي
who created all things and fashioned them in good proportion,
قدر فهدى
who determined and guided them,
والذي أخرج المرعى
who brought forth the pasture,
فجعله غثاء أحوى
and then made it into a blackish straw.
سنقرئك فلا تنسى
We shall make you recite, and then you will not forget,
إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى
except what Allah should wish. He knows all that is hidden manifest, and all that is hidden.
ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر
We shall ease you to follow the way of ease.
إن نفعت الذكرى
So render good counsel if good counsel will avail.
سيذكر من يخشى
He who fears Allah shall heed it,
ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي
but the wretched will turn away from it.
يصلى النار الكبرى
He will be cast into the great fire.
ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا
Then he will neither die in it nor live.
قد أفلح من تزكى
He who purified himself shall prosper,
وذكر اسم ربه فصلى
remembering his Lord's name and praying.
بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا
No, but you prefer the present life,
والآخرة خير وأبقى
whereas the hereafter is better and more enduring.
إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى
This indeed was in the ancient scrolls,
صحف إبراهيم وموسى.
the scrolls of Abraham and Moses,
Guys, keep
peace be
following,
upon them.
follow the account and share the live stream. If you want to learn the Quran, you drop a message. Our Ramadan video project is still
هل
on.
أتاك
Don't forget
حديث
that, guys.
الغاشية
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Has the news of the overwhelming event reached you?
وجوه يومئذ خاشعة
Some faces that day shall be downcast with fear,
عاملة ناصبة
be toiling and worn out.
تصلى نارا حامية
They shall burn in a scorching fire.
تسقى من عين آنية
Their drink shall be from a boiling spring.
ليس لهم طعام إلا من ضريع
They shall have no food except bitter dry thorns,
لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع
that will neither nourish nor satisfy their hunger.
وجوه يومئذ ناعمة
On that very day, some faces shall be radiant with joy,
لسعيها راضية
well pleased with their striving.
في جنة عالية لا
They will be in a lofty garden,
تسمع فيها لاغية
wherein they shall hear no vain talk.
فيها عين جارية
In it there shall be a flowing spring,
فيها سرر مرفوعة
and couches raised high,
وأكواب موضوعة
and goblets laid out,
ونمارق مصفوفة
and cushions arrayed in rows,
وزرابي مبثوثة
and rich carpets leveled out.
أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى
Do these unbelievers not observe the camels, how they were created,
السماء كيف رفعت
and the sky, how it was raised high,
وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى
and the mountains, how they were fixed,
الأرض كيف سطحت
and the earth, how it was spread out?
فذكر إنما أنت مذكر
So render good counsel, for you are simply required to counsel,
لست عليهم بمسيطر
and are not invested with the authority to compel them.
إلا من تولى وكفر
But whoever will turn away from the truth and disbelieve,
فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر
Allah will chastise him with the most terrible chastisement.
إن إلينا إيابهم
Surely to us is their return.
ثم إن علينا حسابهم
And then it is for us to call them to account.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والفجر
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. By the dawn
وليال عشر
and the 10 nights,
والشفع والوتر
and the even and the odd,
والليل إذا يسر
and by the night when it departs.
هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر
Is there in this an oath for one endowed with understanding?
ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد
Have you not seen how your Lord dealt with Ad,
إرم ذات العماد
of Idam, known for their lofty columns,
التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد
the like of whom no nation was ever created in the lands of the world?
وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد
And how did he deal with Thamud, who hewed out rocks in the valley,
وفرعون ذي الأوتاد
and with Pharaoh of the tent pegs,
الذين طغوا في البلاد
who transgressed in the countries of the world,
فأكثروا فيها الفساد
spreading in them much corruption?
فصب عليهم ربك سوط عذاب
Then their Lord unloosed upon them the lash of chastisement.
إن ربك لبالمرصاد
Truly, your Lord is ever watchful.
فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه ربه فأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن
As for man, when his Lord tests him by exalting him and bestowing his bounties upon him, he says, "My Lord has exalted me."
وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن
But when he tests him by straightening his sustenance, he says, "My Lord has humiliated me."
كلا بل لا تكرمون اليتيم
But no, you do not treat the orphan honorably,
ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين
and do not urge one another to feed the poor,
وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما
and greedily devour the entire inheritance,
وتحبون المال حبا جما
and love the riches, loving them ardently.
كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا
But no, when the earth is ground to powder,
وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا
and when your Lord appears with rows upon rows of angels,
وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى.
And when hell is brought near that day, on that day will man understand, but of what avail will that understanding be?
يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي.
He will say, would that I had sent ahead what would be avail for this life of mine.
فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد.
Then on that day, Allah will chastise as none other can chastise.
ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد.
And Allah will bind as none other can bind.
يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة.
On the other hand, it will be said, O serene soul,
ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية.
return to your Lord well pleased with your blissful destination, well pleasing to your Lord.
ادخلي في عبادي
So enter among my righteous servants
وادخلي جنتي.
and enter my paradise.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا أقسم بهذا البلد.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Nay, I swear by this city.
وأنت حل بهذا البلد.
This city wherein you have been rendered violable.
ووالد وما ولد لقد.
And I swear by the parent and his offspring.
قد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد.
Verily, we have created man into toil and hardship.
أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد.
Does he think that no one can overpower him?
يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا.
He says, I have squandered enormous wealth.
أيحسب أن لم يره أحد.
Does he believe that none has seen him?
ألم نجعل له عينين
Did we not grant him 2 eyes,
ولسانا وشفتين
and a tongue and 2 lips?
وهديناه النجدين.
And did we not show him the 2 high roads of good and evil?
فاقتحم العقبة.
But he did not venture to scale the difficult steep.
وما أدراك ما العقبة.
And what do you know what that difficult steep is?
رقبة أو
It is freeing someone's neck from slavery,
إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة.
or giving food on a day of hunger
يتيما ذا مقربة أو
to an orphan near of kin,
مسكينا ذا متربة.
or to a destitute lying in dust.
ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة.
And then besides this, he be one of those who believed and enjoined upon one another steadfastness, and enjoined upon one another compassion.
أولئك أصحاب الميمنة.
These are the people of the right hand.
والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة.
As for those who rejected our signs, they are the people of the left hand, most merciful, the most compassionate. By the sun, its heat and brightness,
القمر إذا تلاها
and by the moon as it follows it,
والنهار إذا جلاها
and by the day as it displays the sun's glory,
والليل إذا يغشاها
and by the night as it envelops the sun,
والسماء وما بناها
and by the sky, and by him who made it,
والأرض وما طحاها
and by the earth, and by him who stretched it out,
ونفس وما سواها
and by the soul, and by him who perfectly proportioned it,
فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد
and imbued it with the consciousness of its evil and its piety.
أفلح من زكاها
He who purifies it will prosper,
وقد خاب من دساها
and he who suppresses it will be ruined.
كذبت ثمود بطغواها
In their presumptuous insolence, the Thamud called the truth a lie.
إذ انبعث أشقاها
When their arch criminal rose up in rage,
فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها
then Allah's messenger warned them, hands off the she-camel and her drink.
فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها
But they rejected his statement as a lie and hamstrung the she-camel. For that crime, their Lord rumbled down upon them, utterly razing them to the ground.
ولا يخاف عقباها.
He has no fear of its sequel.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والليل إذا يغشى
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. By the night when it enshrouds,
والنهار إذا تجلى
and by the day when it breaks in its glory,
وما خلق الذكر والأنثى
and by him are divergent.
فأما من
And affirm the truth of goodness.
فسنيسره لليسرى
We shall facilitate for him the way to bliss.
أما من بخل واستغنى
As for him who is a miser and behaved with aversion to Allah
وكذب بالحسنى
and denied the truth of goodness,
فسنيسره للعسرى
we shall facilitate for him the way to hardship.
وما يغني عنه ماله إذا تردى
And his wealth shall be of no avail to him when he perishes.
إن علينا للهدى وإن
Surely it is for us to show the right way,
إن لنا للآخرة والأولى
and to us belong the next life and the present.
فأنذرتكم نارا تلظى لا
I have now warned you of a blazing fire,
يصلاها إلا الأشقى
where none shall burn except the most wicked,
الذي كذب وتولى
who rejected the truth, calling it falsehood, and turned his back on it.
وسيجنبها الأتقى
But the God-fearing shall be kept away from it,
الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى
the God-fearing who spends his wealth to purify himself.
وما لأحد عنده من نعمة تجزى
Not as payment for any favors that he received. Lord, and pray to him for forgiveness, for he indeed is ever disposed to accept repentance.